So if you look at just about any piece of hardware that's designed to be used with Ableton, like an APC 40 or any of the other boxes, what you'll often see is a little grouping of 8 knobs. Okay, those 8 knobs, usually it's laid out in a 4x2 grid. So there's a row of 4 and another row of 4. The reason we always see that is because of this thing called macros that appear on instrument racks. To get them, click this little button right here. Okay, macros. These are assignable knobs. Okay, we can assign these knobs to do whatever we want. And it doesn't matter which chain you're in. So first, let's assign our chain selector here, our little teal knob, to macro 1. So all we're going to do is control click on it. I'm going to say map to macro 1. Boom. Now whenever I move this, bloop, we switch which instrument we're hearing. Okay? Cool, right? Easy enough. But here's where things get really fun. Let's say we have this like fairly complicated synth going here, right? We have 4 different instruments. So if I want to adjust any of these things on the fly, I don't want to dig through all of this, right? I got to go here and then find my filter and then find my frequency cutoff, right? That's a lot to look through. So what you can do is just say this filter cutoff, I'm going to control click and say map to macro 2. Okay. Now I see here it's called filter frequency. Cool. So now when I adjust this, it's going to adjust that. And the little green dot means that it's mapped to a macro. But what if I wanted this to affect the filter cutoff on all my instruments? Well, let's do it. Let's go to this instrument and let's find our filter cutoff. It's right there. And we can say map to filter cutoff. We can map multiple things to the same knob. Okay, I've already done, no, I didn't do this one. So here, let's go to, there's our filter cutoff. Let's map that to macro 2. Now you'll see now it changed back to just the name macro 2 because there's multiple things assigned to it. But I can click on it, Command R, and say freak cutoff and call it whatever I want. Okay, this one, map to freak cutoff. And this one we've already done. So now our cutoff frequency for all synths is right here. Okay. What if we wanted to get this knob even weirder? What if we wanted to have it also control a delay amount? Well, let's go to this chain and let's throw an effect in there. So I can go to audio effects. Let's grab a big delay. Let's put it on that chain. Okay, so chains can have more than just instruments. So now this chain, this class 1 low, has an analog instrument and a delay, right? So let's set the dry wet amount also to be our freak cutoff. This is going to make a crazy effect. Okay, now let's go to this pad, which does not have a delay on it, and let's add a hybrid reverb. Okay, and let's do our dry wet amount also. So what we've basically made here is an awesome knob. Let's call it super knob. So you can build your best sound, make all of the effects and the parameters of the sound, put them all on one knob, and then just go nuts with it. I can go all the way up here to where it says map, all the way over here, and I can control how these are behaving. So I can say this dry wet amount, I want to be inverse. So when I turn it up, I want the dry wet amount to go down. Well, that's easy enough. Just flip that and that. Okay, now it's backwards. I could say this dry wet amount, I never want to get to 100% or 0%. So now all the way down is going to be 34%, all the way up is going to be 44%. So you can really craft the way that these knobs are behaving by doing this, by going into this map mode. Okay, to get rid of that, I'm going to click the map button down here again and get rid of it. So now I've made a super knob. One other thing about macros is that we do have this group of 8 knobs. New in Live 11 is that we can have more than 8 knobs. It always has been that there are just 8 macros for you to play around with. But if you want more now, you just hit this little plus and you can get more knobs. Up to 16 to play around with. So that's fun. You can also get less if you just want to keep things simple. You know, just take this. There you go. Chain selector and super knob. Boom, 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 and boom, 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 boom. Awesome. So that gives you an idea of how powerful instrument racks can be by using the chain selector. You can also hide everything, by the way, by doing this. Now I've got this awesome sound in 2 knobs.